We are glad to have Marvin Jones Jr. back in the city of Detroit. And for the first time since he decided to come back to Detroit, he got in front of the media today. Now, it was a 13-minute press conference, and it was good to hear from Marvin Jones. You can see it playing in the background. I will link the actual video in the description. But it was a lot of things that Marvin Jones said today that I took away that I think if we look into, that means a whole lot. First of all, I know this is going to sound quite controversial, but I'm actually glad that things didn't work out with DJ Chark. DJ Chark has the height. He's got the speed, but he also went through surgery, and we don't know what we're going to get. But what I like about Marvin Jones is that he is the maturity. He's that veteran leader that we're going to need in the receiver room. He's going to be the oldest wide receiver we have. In addition to that, he spoke about wanting to come back to Detroit and what the turning point was really for his decision. He talked about him talking to his family and after the season was over, and that if he wasn't going to play on the West Coast, the only team that he would consider returning to was the Detroit Lions. But what he said that really kind of changed the trajectory of the free agent period was when he came back and we beat their behind in week 13 or whatever that was. He said the love that he felt from Detroit, knowing that he had been gone for 2 years, it just felt like home. And I love that. I love that he spoke on the culture as well. And we don't get a lot of players that want to come to Detroit. We had Bobby Wagner and other players that chose not to come here. But Marvin Jones, even though he's 33, and a lot of y'all look at, oh, he's 33, he's old. Let me tell you something about Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones, he got the old questions today. Questions about him being older. Questions about him being maybe not as fast as he was. And I like how he turned those questions around to, hey, listen, I work within my skill set and I still do my thing. And he was doing it when Kenny Golladay went down in 2020, when he was holding out for whatever was going on with Kenny Golladay. Marvin Jones stepped up. He went up. He gets balls out the air. That's what he does. And even though he's 33, in his eyes, he hasn't really lost a step, and he's coming here to compete. I love how he also said that the Detroit Lions were built to kind of take that next step, that out of all the people, all the teams that were looking at him, Detroit was the best equipped to kind of take the next level. And my favorite part of this whole thing is how his family was like, listen, if that's where you want to be, they had some debates on coming back to Detroit and how it was really a decision that was made by his family. And that is amazing. And that tells you a lot about the current regime that we have. Marvin Jones, he came during the Jim Caldwell regime. He had to endure the Matt Patricia regime. And I think everybody was just done. When Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn got fired at the end of the 2020 season, I think he was done. Stafford was done. We had traded away Darius Slay, Quandre Diggs. Golden Tate was out of there. Marvin Jones was like the only guy left other than Matthew Stafford. And like I said in my breaking news video, I really believe Stafford was trying to get him to come to the West Coast. And even now, if you heard about it, he said if I wasn't going to go to the West Coast, which means that somewhere in L.A., most likely, and with what's going on in L.A., I could have really seen Matthew Stafford trying to lure Marvin Jones out there to Cali. But Marvin Jones, man, I think that this is a big signing because whoever we get, whether it's A.T. Perry or Quentin Johnston, whoever we get, that rookie wide receiver, they're going to need some veteran leadership. We have all the receivers we have, I want to say, are under 30, and Marvin Jones at 33 will be that experienced veteran leader that we'll need. But him wanting to come back here, like, you've been gone for 2 years. You left the Matt Patricia era, and it couldn't be anything worse than that. But you've seen, and I like what he said. He said when they came to play, when they came here and he played the Detroit Lions, he saw what they were doing and was like, you know what? I like this team, man. And he kept calling it home. His wife has some businesses in the state of Michigan, and he never really disconnected from Michigan, man. So I'm excited. Contrary to what a lot of y'all believe, I don't think Marvin Jones is going to have that big of a drop-off than y'all think. His first year in Jacksonville, he played fantastic. Now, he's been in the league for going on 10 years, I want to say, and we know that everyone loses a step, right? But Marvin Jones, the way he takes cares of his body, all of that stuff, man, I don't think he's going to be that big of a drop-off than you expect. And just imagine this. A rookie wide receiver. Say we get A.T. Perry. We got A.T. Perry, Jameson Williams, Josh Reynolds. We got St. Brown. And we have a sneaky Marvin Jones in there that can hit you at any point in the field. You know what I'm saying? So I really like this. I think that this signing is bigger than we give it credit for because, yeah, it's a former Detroit Lion coming back to the city, but it's a guy who wanted to return, and we've been seeing that. We've been seeing guys take pay cuts. The only one we let go was Michael Brockers. Everyone took a pay cut to stay here. We talked about John Kaminsky and his willingness, saying that he wanted to be here. And now Marvin Jones, who I can't say enough, left a franchise that was in ruins. Nobody liked Matt Patricia. Detroit was probably the furthest thing away from his mind, and he left with Stafford and all that stuff. So it's good. And he also talked about Jared Goff, that he was talking about if he was at Cal when Goff was at Cal, then he would have loved for Jared Goff to be able to throw him the ball, and now he's going to have that opportunity. So I think that this signing is way deeper than we give it credit for. I don't think Marvin Jones is going to be a liability. Y'all gotta listen. There's an old lyric, an old song, not a lyric or a song, but it's a quote from Bebe's Kids. Well, one of the ladies say, he might be old, but he know the style. That's Marvin Jones. Y'all like to slap the label old if you're over 30. And if you're still producing, then that's what matters. So Marvin Jones, man, takes phenomenal care of his body, stays in shape, likes to be healthy. He's going to be a valuable asset for the Detroit Lions, not only on the field, but from a veteran leadership standpoint as well. But you guys are awesome, man. Thank you. My name is Derek. Consider subscribing to the channel. Like I said, a lot of catching up to do. Missed a lot. Even though it's May, I'm sorry, what month is it? It's April. Even though it's April, man, and we got the draft, it's pretty going to be mock. And it's going to be a busy month, man. So we got to get this content out. You guys are awesome, man. Take care of yourself. And as always, go Lions. Welcome back again, Marvin Jones. This is bigger, I think, than we given it credit for.